Thank you for joining us for another episode of Executive Insights, where every week we answer 4 business questions.
3 from various levels of your business journey, and 1 personal question as a business owner.
Today we will be talking about the perfect pitch. I'm your host, Gervase Nelson, the CEO of VaseTime, as well as the founder of the VaseTime Foundation, alongside my amazing co-host.
I am Marie Rose, CEO of Rosebud Studios, founder of Rose Petals Success, and also Thorn Free Academy. Feel free to add comments, likes, shares, and of course, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Executive Insight.
This first question is for our aspiring entrepreneurs. Thinking about starting a business? Well, we're going to give you some game for free to help get you started. What are 3 of the most critical elements every startup pitch should include when you don't have revenue or a track record?
When you don't have revenue or a track record yet, you want to speak on number 1, the problem that you're solving, basic information about your business. Who are you and what is your background? What is the name of your company, your mission, your purpose, the problem you're solving, and what makes you different? I know that included, did it say 3? I included a lot more than 3.
That was it.
I feel like you need to include those basic pieces. That's the main requirements. You can't not have those pieces in there. I would definitely show that I did my market research on what is the revenue that could possibly happen. Set your goals. What are your projections for your business based on the market that you're in?
Your monetary strategy, which you were saying about, make sure you understand the market, understand your value, your competitive differentiator, what makes you different from everyone else in your field. One thing I want to hit on though is to ask, why are you up here? Why are you pitching? What are you talking about? Why are you here today pitching in front of these people? Sometimes you find yourself in front of different people and you got to ask for different things. So always have like a strong closeout that you tailor to each potential person that you're doing your pitch to. Ask for what you're pitching to. Don't just be like downloading information, downloading all this stuff, and you don't ask for something back based on all the information that you just gave out. So that was just the one thing I would have added that was different. Hitting on the back pockets of what your ask could be, I think it really predicates on who your audience is. Oddly enough, question number 2 is, how do you tailor your pitch differently when presenting to investors, potential clients, or strategy partners in your first year? I guess this ties in with your ask a little bit. When you're pitching for investors, these are people that want to put money into your business to help your business grow, give you some capital or different things like that. I try to lead heavy with the numbers. So we said the monetary strategy, and on the back end, I'll lead with the numbers, what the cost, what the market is, what the value is, how much capital I need to get started and get in the game, how you're going to get those people their money back. A lot of times investors don't just want to give you money and walk away. So you have to have in part of your marketing strategy how you can get those people their money back. And that lets them know like, okay, this person's really focused on the numbers. So for investors, I lean really hard into the numbers and I ask for the dollar amount that I want, and I make sure I can tell them how they're going to get their money back. For the potential clients, speak their language, dumb it down. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think we really get like a one size fit all type of approach to our strategy. We just got a PowerPoint that we just do for everybody. That doesn't necessarily work all the time with potential clients. They just may want to hear my favorite thing. Talk their language. It'll be passed over much better. Just let them know I have a really good product. This is what it does. This is the problems that it solves, like you said. And this is how I can, pick me and I'll work for you and it'll be great. Strategic partners, collaboration, and value. So many times I think that's one of the things that we all slip on, where we have that differentiator. I go hard with the differentiator to say like, hey, if we can collaborate, I can help you and you can help me, and this is how we can work together. I'm different in this aspect, you're different in this aspect. Let's come together and make something work together.
I agree 100% because investors do always want to present with the financials, the monetary value, and how you're going to strategically plan to get their money back, because any of the other stuff is going to bore them. They're not there to talk about any of the other stuff. They're only there to talk about the numbers, and that's the only thing that's going to attract them at that moment. If they want to ask further questions, that's when you follow up with the rest. But honestly, you need to be heavy on the money when you're talking in the numbers, when you're talking to the investors. Like, are you a good business or a bad business? That's all they want to know.
Right.
Potential clients want you to hit a personal feeling. They want to feel your business. They want to feel that it relates to them. They want to feel that your presentation is relatable. So I feel like when you're pitching to potential clients, it should be more of a storytelling. It should be more of a personal feeling. It should be more of you talking about solving the issue, identifying the problem, relating it to the client, and then solving that problem through a story. And then for strategic partners, you're talking to strategic partners. Each partner is different in how they can collaborate and work with your business. So you need to do your research on those individual partners or the type of partners that you're working with and make it relatable to the business that you're pitching to or that strategic partner. You know, they want to know straight to it, how can we, and they need to be able to envision it.
All right, question number 3. This is for our established business owners. What has been the most successful pitch you've ever delivered, and what specific tactic or moment in that pitch helped you seal the deal? The most successful pitch that I've ever had, I can't think of any one that kind of stands out, but I can tell you the tactic that I used. So I think the best pitch that I ever had was the one that you and I did the first time. I only say that because of the closing and how I did that, and because I only said that one because I felt like there was so much against us in that room. Usually when I go into a room, I'm pretty good because there's a PowerPoint, there's a relationship built before, there's an email built done, so there's some familiarity. That one was tough because we didn't know these people from a can of paint.
No.
Everyone in there was like, the judges were highly critical. And it was like one of those things where it was like, I kind of just didn't care when I did it. And what I did with this one was, I went with a strategy that I call leave room for dialogue. I shot through my PowerPoint. And I do that purposely because you bore people to sleep. Usually the room for questions, you're gonna get some people who are really want to know, and you get some people who really just want to stump you. If you know your product or if you know your services, you're ready for any question that comes. And I think that's where I won the room that night, because every question that came that were informative, I was able to expand on the questions that were not in the slides. But the ones that are critical, where people are trying to be like sarcastic or smart, you can kind of bullet at it real fast, and you can just throw a real sharp statement that still answers the question in an informative way that's like enlightening as well, that kind of steals the room.
Okay, so what was your answer?
Which one?
The closing.
Well, the question was, what questions do you now have for me? That's my tactic.
No, you're not telling people.
What was there?
What?
Oh, you were there.
Yeah.
All right. She doesn't want me to say it.
I want you to say how you got a standing ovation as you closed it with the bullet.
The person one particular judge was being really, really harsh, to say the least. I don't even remember what she said. She said something that was like,
It was something around the lines of like, what makes him different or something of that. But he just said, because I know my stuff, or the way he closed
it like, I know what I am, I know what I do, I know what my product is, here's my numbers, here's my stats, and I don't even remember what I said, honestly.
Something
I was just in the
like
moment, I was locked in.
Yeah, and he shut the whole room down and everyone stood up clapping.
I really don't remember what I said.
And it came off.
But it was very matter of fact.
It was, I am who I am. Google me. That's basically, I'm going to summarize it. And everybody stood up because at this point, the questions were like bam, 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 bam. And the last question was like, I ain't answering no more questions. And at that point too, you have to be able to have keywords that you always drop. That's what's so important, and the words matter.
Yes.
You know, it's not only just being able to answer the questions, because sometimes we can answer the questions. The questions sound just like the same monotone to some people because they're not interested. But when you put those keywords and you give your confidence in how you deliver it, not everybody can deliver it that way. So I do not suggest that somebody does that is not confident in their business, because the room will tear you up. That pitch taught me more than I've ever known about anything, because number one, I never had a pitch before that. So I created it, and then that pitch was the most harsh pitch I've ever done, because they were just really out at that point to criticize you.
They were out for blood that night.
What I will say is my recent pitch was probably the most successful. Me pitching to the universities. The reason I say that is because I realized through those pitches that I don't have to have a pitch deck physically, I need a pitch deck mentally. As long as I'm confident in knowing my business, it depends who I'm pitching to.
Question number 4 is, when crafting a pitch, how do you make sure your voice, your values, and your vision come through clearly, even when you're nervous or under pressure?
My values, my vision, and my voice are me. So I honestly cannot pitch without my values, my vision, and my voice being heard, because that's what I am. So if I say this to say, be genuine. Once no matter how nervous I am, I'm always nervous actually because I'm an introvert. So something that I just began to say just the other day when I went to an event, said something unique about you that people don't know. And I said, I'm an introvert trained to be an extrovert. I am very much an introvert, but because I have trained myself to go into rooms and advocate for myself and my business, I have trained myself to speak to people and be able to, once I start speaking, no matter what nerves I have, they go out the window because the words have taken over. So, and once the words took over and the person is feeling the words I'm saying in front of me, and I can visually see their demeanor change and their expression and how they're taking in what I'm saying, my nerves begin to melt away. And no longer am I personal Marie Rose, I am business Marie Rose. And honestly, I think business Marie Rose is a robot. The words just keep going.
For me, I need a nap after I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
It exhausts you.
I am tired. Confidence about my business. When it's time to speak about it, I'm extremely nervous. Like, my hands get sweaty. I'll say a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm like really, really like nervous when it's time for me to speak in front of those rooms. I like this question because it really is a vulnerable question. Because people have a perception of who I am or what we are. But I think that's why I like this fourth question so much, because it is a moment to be transparent and honest. Me personally, I'm always nervous when I have to speak in front of large crowds, large rooms, large things. What gets me through it is my voice will always shake, my voice will always rattle. If it was solely upon my voice, it would not come through. What saves me is my value, is my vision. And what ends up happening is it gives power to my voice because I'm so passionate about my vision and my values. So that comes across really, really strong. And it's because I want to share what it is that I'm saying, and I want to get it out so bad. I want people to see what I'm seeing, feel what I'm feeling, understand life how I'm seeing it, that it comes across like, oh my God, he's pouring out his chest. But my voice itself is kind of like the nerves are going. But midway through it, as I'm talking, I realize I'm connecting. And then that's what gives me power. That's what gives me strength to keep going, because now I'm in my bag now. Because it's like, oh my goodness, I have people that are hearing the things that I'm thinking about at night. I have people that are listening to me that I get to share this with. If I can reach one person in this room and change the way they feel, it's power to me. So it's like, I have to deliver this. It's my duty to give it out. So I told you this was her wheelhouse. She loves it.
Yeah.
Marie is the queen of the pitch.
Yeah, please remember that everything we stated was general advice. Even though you can apply it to your business, it's from our actual experiences from our individual businesses. We highly suggest that you schedule a one-on-one with either myself or Jove so that we can make sure the information that we are providing actually applies to your business and is successful advice.
I'm actually going to be a guest speaker to pitch in front of a nonprofit. So shout out to Angel Flights, who do an amazing job. That whole look up Angel Flights. They do an amazing nonprofit work, and I will be a guest speaker for them and all of their friends. They've been a nonprofit for over 30 years.
Awesome.
And they brought me in to be a guest speaker.
That's awesome.
So that's going to be fun.
That's awesome.
So thank you for
Congratulations.
thank you for sharing your platform with me and allowing me to get the word out about my new nonprofit. Thank you. Next week theme, talking about the mindset of a CEO.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Shifting from doer to leader.
Yes, I love it.
Follow us on our Instagram page, Executive Insight _. Stay inspired, never stop creating.
All right, see y'all.